basically, I mean, it's reductionism essentially because there are certain words that matter and words that don't matter, and everything outside of the certain words that matter is primarily just a waste of your time. So that's my opinion. I mean, I'm trying to narrow communication down. I'm trying to limit the number of words that I even, exchange with people, and I generally do a terrible job. I say way too much. I don't let people just do the talking. Moishe, welcome.
Ain't it? Have you ever? Sorry, cause have you ever seen like the 3D garment apps or software?
Yeah, I've moved away from fashion right now. So I like one size fits all. So that's why I'm with jewelry right now. And I've also created my own little version of Amazon as well. So yeah, keep it.
Damn, I couldn't go back into the Gary Baumgarten room. Hello. I would like you to refute my heresy.
That's easy to do.
Okay, can someone give me a definition of the word God in less than 3 sentences?
Well, it has to be that straight. Westminster Confession of Faith, chapter 2. Definition of God.
Anybody else? Any other takers other than Brave Matt with his completely mumbled jumbled, couldn't even understand what the fuck he said response? Couldn't even understand you. You mumbled so quickly, and there was no eloquence. Couldn't even hear it. If it's such good news about God, I didn't even hear it.
I did. Knock it off.
You can giggle all you want, but I didn't even hear what you said.
I don't know what some of these words. I don't know how to say some of these words. They're out of my
I think he didn't do his own research.
There's
He
a
doesn't want
terminology
to
issue.
go read on his own. He just wants to come in and go, I do the mumbling and insulting. That's what it's getting.
Sorry, I couldn't even understand one word you said.
That's all. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do, smart bag. Take a seat.
Okay. Remember when we had it out last time, Matt? Okay. That is not true this time. Sick him. Get him. Kill him. Get him, Matt. Get him.
Yeah, he's just.
I mean, the first 2 letters are go. The 2 letters backwards are do. So, I mean, explain go, do, go. You said nothing. At least I said something.
White supremacy
Greek
aspect.
supremacy?
It was classism supremacy. It was an intelligentsia supremacy. It was in that separating people based on
Yeah, I know a sorority.
subtle differences, supremacy.
Tons of trash.
None of the blacks.
Like,
I mean, just picking up trash don't mean shit though.
it
Okay,
doesn't
there's
mean
people that
shit.
pick up trash.
What's the meaning?
Like,
Of course
okay.
it means everything.
But just saying some people pick up trash. There's been plenty of people that don't have to have an organization and go around pick up trash. You don't need an organization. You do not need an organization. You do not need an organization. You do not need an organization to go pick up trash.
No, it's bullshit. I
You can say that, but you don't need an organization to go pick up trash.
Except that nobody does it without an organization.
People have done it plenty of times without organization.
Go pick up trash.
One guy that went to like Baltimore, he went to San Francisco and did that shit on his own because of all the people that was trashing up the places. So again, he didn't have no organization to do it. He just said, you know what, I want to get together.
He organized it.
Yeah, okay.
He's gay.
you talking
Say
about?
what?
The
What's his
conservative
name?
Adrian?
I don't know if he was gay or not.
The long-haired guy who registers people to vote, who nailed Pennsylvania for Trump in 2024's election.
Okay.
Scott Pressler.
Scott Pressler. I knew I would think
Is that the name? Okay.
He organized it.
Well, did he need an organization to do it? Did he need an organization that gets government funding to do this? No.
I do not destroy organizations that benefit the community because I'm suspicious of their
just because you don't want to call out things that do bad, that's fine. Don't call out things that people do bad things. That's all.
In your PTR, there's nothing that they've done bad. Your PTR talked about in them modeling themselves over after white organizations or Greek organizations.
To you.
No.
Prime example. Are you a Christian? Right? You're a Christian, right? You're a Christian, right? Are you a Christian? Are you a Christian? Are you a Christian? Yes, are you a Christian?
In your PTR, I'm not answering.
Are you a Christian?
Where's
so you don't answer that? Then why are you asking me a question if you're unwilling to answer?
I don't know why you're. I'm like, what?
You have no trouble asking questions, but then when the question's posed to you, now you have an issue about answering the question. Are you a Christian?
Are you?
I've answered your questions and I haven't had no issues or anything. I'm asking you one question. I've answered your questions. Now you want to keep on going back again. What? Are you a Christian? Yes or no?
None yet.
Well then, none yet for you then. How about that?
That's fine. I
doesn't matter anymore because I don't get someone that can't answer one simple question, but yet has nothing but more and more questions to ask somebody else, but then won't answer any questions on herself. She can do anything in the world. Oh my God, oh my God. Oh, let me ask you another question. Let me keep on asking more questions. Let me keep on poking at this, even though I disagree, even though anything he says I'm not gonna agree with. But yet again, I ask one question, and then here it goes. None yet. Well, back to you. None yet. So nothing else needed for you to say.
All right. I understand that hard.
Relax your neck.
I'm not talking to you.
Relax your neck.
I'm not talking to you.
Relax your neck. I'm not talking to you either. I'm talking to someone else now.
Solomon,
so now we can move on with this conversation.
Solomon, you're noise trolling now, Forrest.
Oh, are you?
I wasn't disrespectful.
That's what I kind of hear.
No. So, Solomon, I understand the hierarchies trend toward corruption, and if they are corrupt, they should be held accountable.
Yeah.
But what I don't understand is our constant need to break things when they might only need tweaking. Why do we have to destroy? Like, so someone said something about the pristine ivory tower, right? And how someone will knock it down just so they could rule over the rubble.
Okay.
And it seems like a lot of energy for a little profit. Why destroy something that's beautiful and functional and serves humanity who has maybe a broken foundation when you can repair the foundation?
Well, it depends on what you're referring to or using this as an analogy for.
Kind of for
because
life.
You said what?
Kind of for life, actually. I see so many people with their hammers out, ready to hurt and destroy, when all they needed is a couple of nails in the right place, and the building would be fine.
Yeah, I don't disagree with what you're saying, but again, it depends on what you're using this analogy for, because some systems need a complete reboot, and then some systems need you to delete the software that's on the computer or remove the foundation and fortify a new one because the foundation is corrupted. So it all depends on what you're using the analogy for.
Yeah, did you see Elon Musk did a meme? And he said, "Did you try shutting?"
So what about for fraternities?
Shutting it down and turning it off.
So what about for fraternities and the foundation of those Masonic foundations and fraternities and so forth? Should those just be tweaked?
Which ones?
The fraternities, sororities, and so forth, of those foundations. Because that's essentially where this all started from. Hence why she asked the question. Of course, she beat around the bush.
Yeah, if it was me, I would get rid of all lodges. So
there it is.
I'm bigoted like that. So I told you.
And now, why are you so bigoted about that? Does it go more toward the faith? Hang on. Get out the way real quick. Now, is it more toward the faith that you have? Why you have this issue toward those lodges? Okay, so when someone asks somebody if they're a Christian, and they don't want to answer, more than likely they're not Christian, or else they don't understand what actually is the foundation of these lodges, right?
Yeah, and I've said it before. Love my Catholic brothers and sisters, but I see the Catholic Church very similarly in some respects. Not all respects, but in some respects, I have a very critical view of Catholicism, Catholicism, whatever you want to call it. But again, that doesn't mean that I don't like our Catholic brothers and sisters, but I have big issues with the Catholic Church because it's a very similar vein, right? When it comes to the lodges and stuff, and how there's a mode of secrecy that comes with that church. And a hierarchical structure that I think creates a lot of corruption, as we're seeing. Now, the funny thing...
Just like the fraternities, sororities, the Masonic groups. Same thing, correct?
But the funny thing is this new pope actually sounds more like me, because the new pope affirms, although he affirms that there are other, which we don't like with the Hindu, he also affirms that other Christian denominations have Christians who are going to heaven, which the church historically, as you know, was never about. In Vatican I, it was made very clear that salvation is only in the church, which is highly disturbing. But that's what it used to be. It's no longer that. So it's kind of it's a weird situation, because he'll say Protestants, Orthodox, we're all the body of Christ, whatever. So, but then he'll also say the Hindu gods and all of the other ones.
Well, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Well, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
Couldn't tell if it was Steve or somebody else doing that.
That was me.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
Well, it was me playing Elvis.
Oh, well, still. Elvis is great. And speaking of Elvis, young Elvis is hosting his Saturday and Sunday Ask the Autistic Rooms at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Oh, that was so smooth. Anyway, Necro, I'm honoring your request.
Dark under eye bags, and women really are complaining or whatever. He'll explain it to you, and then you give the solution.
What's this guy that a lot of people like to cite? Is it Bart Ehrman? I don't even know who that is. Yeah, there's one of these famous guys people like to cite, but even he is saying what I'm saying, that these don't change the message of the Bible at all. They're really just differences in
nothing and the message of the Bible, because it's very clear. There's a moral of the story. It's not because you're coming from an Islamic understanding, which is more like it is the literal word of Allah, and not one word can be changed. Otherwise, whatever. That's not how the Bible is. So you can translate it. It's not an issue as long as the message remains. And the message is very difficult to screw up. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Okay, how about this, Sheikh? How did the the main Bible they have is King James, correct? That's like the Bible that everybody has.
Oh, exactly.
In
What I think you
fact,
should do. Head fakes
like,
so
I
that
don't.
Cuckold
So the
Morrison
issue.
doesn't have extra time to find.
Actually, I'll let you ask your
Monster.
question. I'll explain why
How do
King
I
James is
file?
controversial. It's not controversial.
No, I already know why it's controversial, of course. But what I'm saying is, how did King James, what was it, the 10th century or 11th century?
Yo, so. Huh?
It's ready. It's game time. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm trying to. So, what I want you to do is join me on Clubhouse, though, because what I want to do is create clips. I want to record the whole campaign meeting. That's the point. Is I want to record the campaign meeting, post it on Clubhouse, post it on X. Like, if I'm going to use my legal name, like, I want to, maybe I don't even want to use my full legal name. I just want to say "Vote John Now," because then
do you have a Clubhouse account that says "Vote John" or like?
No.
It doesn't. You need one with one of your. You can't just be like Ed Dakins or whatever.
No, it'll just be "Vote John Now."
Alan Watt.
I won't use my last name. I'll just use "Vote John Now." I want to make it mimetic. So I'm talking to this other guy, Chris, who's like helping me.
Vote John Now is perfect.
Yeah. But the point is, how do I file against LaHood? I don't even know how to file for the congressional seat. Do I?
I can do it. First of all, you don't necessarily have to file until you raise money, but I think it's a great troll to file.
Yeah.
And I had Rocio Cleveland. She's doing the same shit. She doesn't realize she's doing it, but she's wanting to do it. And so I'm just anyone that wants to run, I'll help them run, even if I don't like them. And so she's someone that had no experience on how to file before. And over the phone, I coach her. I can literally have you running for filing in under 30 minutes. I'm going to do a whole video on that. Except the one piece that takes technically time is you need to find the bank. Everything else is 5 minutes. But you need to find the bank because not all banks do political accounts. Because you're not a person, you're not a business, you're not a non-for-profit, you're a political committee. It's a very weird thing. And so not all banks do it. And so are you near Wintrust by chance?
Yeah, Norwich. There's a Wintrust.
That's one I use. So I think that I would maybe call ahead of time because it doesn't even matter. I literally just walk in and I'm like, hey, I need a political account. It's just very confusing. Basically, they all get really confused and they keep calling their bosses until they find a senior person and they help you out. But it's a very simple process. Is one, you get your EIN number, which you're probably an expert at, but it takes 30 seconds online. And you click, the important part though, is you click other, because it says business, all that kind of stuff. You click other, and there's a whole category for political organization or candidate. You get your digital EIN number, and you're gonna need to save that. And you a printer, so I would print it out. Definitely, 100% you need to save that and print it out because that's gonna be the only document you have to start a bank account. It's not gonna be under your name. It's gonna be under the name of your, John Kitover for Congress, you can call it whatever you want. That's the only document you need to get the bank account. Then once you get the bank account, then you can file. And you just do a statement of organization, D1, and that's it takes literally a minute.
Well, where do you file? On elections.gov?
FEC.
Yeah, FEC, okay.
Online. It's you basically file 2 one-page documents. But you can't, one of the things it asks is your bank. And so that's the part that takes a little work. I mean, when would you want to do it? Because you literally could do it tomorrow.
Yeah, I could do it tomorrow.
Okay, well then, and the EIN, you can do it tonight or tomorrow because that shit takes 30 seconds. Do you know the online EIN website?
Yeah, I've done that many times.
Yeah. I feel like that's just a joke. But make sure to save because they'll send you the confirmation. Make sure to like save it and preferably print it, because it's gonna be very sketchy when you walk in there. You can get a bank account. It's not under my name.
No, I've done it many times. They just, it's a waste of their time, you know? It's a waste of their time.
You know, it sucks for them, but you need it.
Yeah, when I filed for the Illinois nonprofit for Meditation Yoga Center, they never sent me the certificate. So, nor did they even send me an email or a letter confirming that the nonprofit was created. So, I had to go on their website and request it or pay like whatever it was, and then I got the certificate. So, with the certificate, I was able to open up the bank account.
Yeah, for this, they're
and the EIN.
And they should send you immediately, but they don't. If you like, one time I didn't save it. I only got like a screenshot, and it was a major bitch. The IRS, like, I still was able to make it happen because I've done it. I've done 2 Congress accounts and 1 Chicago Republican Association, so I've done it 3 times. But yeah, that's sick. And then for campaign videos, that's however you want to do it. I'm a huge believer. If you want to, I'll give you my advice all day, but you want to live by the sword, die by the sword. That you definitely want your political decisions to be your own political decisions. And I was totally on board with what you texted me, even before, is you kind of like head fake.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of seems like
Morrison will be so, because they hate you, dude. You see how much more they spent $10,000 on you.
Yeah.
Like, what's his name? What's the cokehead's name? The cokehead lawyer?
Well, let's be honest. They spent the $10,000 not just because of me, but because of you.
Well, no, they were yelling at you because you actually kind of accidentally waded into their territory. You literally, you accidentally laid it into, Northwest Side GOP gangland. But they were mad at you. And me. If you can't fuck with the 45, you need to take that. You know, that kid was, swearing at me and stuff. Is they really needed that seat for voting purposes.
So
That's
stupid.
that 45 was one of the more powerful seats, even though they had that random girl. Because they just needed his rubber stamp.
Right.
But, they were really pissy. And they spent, 10, they had to spend it.
They did. You're right. They did have to spend about $10,000. Did you? How could you can't even see, the receipts, right?
Yeah, you can. We just need to figure out who paid them. It was either that pack, Law and Order pack, or the Northwest Side GOP. And Frank, whatever, Avia.
Yeah. Anyways, it was a fucking trip.
My point being is that Sean Morrison, in his speech at the State Central Committee, he said his entire focus is going to be on the commissioner races, but only 3 seats. I don't think Steele was one of this. Steele is probably one of the seats. And so they're going to be so fucking pissed when you actually run for it.
Yeah, I mean, her DUI footage stuff is the stuff I need to attack hard. I want to build out the...
They're doing that, though. That's the funniest part, is you're literally... I think I think it's going to happen, is I think the Steele people are going to want you to win. Because it's going to be a serious Republican running against Steele.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I'm saying Sean Morrison, Cook County, for all the races in Illinois, he said he's only caring about 3. His, that hoe Amy Kesselman that's running, I think, against Mark 9, I think, and then the Steele. And so they'll get some real candidate. They'll be a bitch like Cuck Hernandez, or just some guy like Sean Morrison.
So I've got the footage from the Copernicus Center with Samantha Steele playing the fool on the stage with a bunch of pissed off taxpayers, and the fact that she makes people waste their time to go to her and her fucking employees. That's the thing, is it's a big budget office, and so Samantha Steele just announced that she also hired this other employee. And if you've ever examined Samantha Steele's X account, it's like she's a radical feminist liberal Democrat.
Well, keep building up your bank. I'm working on a story. There's this guy that's posting some racist and sexist and homophobic and ableist memes.
Yeah.
Aaron Del Mar's bitch, Aaron Del Mar's social media manager, is posting the most racist, anti-Semitic shit all the time, and I'm just collecting them.
Yeah.
I'm collecting that. And so when I had my article, I literally within the first week I had picture. I had Indian stuff, black stuff, sexist stuff. He did a retard one today, but he said, "Don't worry, I'm in special ed class." But anyways,
yeah, I need to create the accounts and just start gathering all the fucking intelligence on her
silently, yeah. And then kind of head fake with the hood and attacking him for being a rhino. And then, because that will kind of get the heat off of you.
But what's
and also kind of make a name for you.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, all right, I'll do
you know
that.
how paranoid he is? I told you he texted my dad the same morning. I think at like 6 a.m. a photo of him with Trump, and he's been ghosting my dad forever.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
he's gonna be so paranoid.
have you seen what he's trying to do with AI and prevent AI from even being utilized on our cell phones in this country? He's a Stugatz. He's doing anything he can do to make it look like it means anything, and what he's doing is meaningless. It's all stupid bullshit.
Yeah, no, even his China stuff is bullshit.
Yeah,
It's fake. And the only candidate he endorsed in Illinois wasn't my dad. It was Jim Karras, the guy that sells land to China. He's a fucking international real estate broker, for a company that has offices in Beijing. They just exclusively sell land to China. That was the 10th. I wrote a whole article on that. That really pissed people off.
Wow.
But Oliver endorsed him.
Wow.
It's full of shit.
So what about? Okay, well, once I create this new.
Let's record some of that stuff when you're ready. And my dad and I are driving to CPAC tomorrow. So I'll be in CPAC.
That's great. Okay, so
the media tent. So
when I create this new YouTube, I'm also gonna just read some of your articles and create a 3-minute clip. Yeah, because you got gold. You got gold, but you need to put it on other platforms, and it'll carry its weight. It's good. It's really good.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I really gotta start it back up. I've been kind of having writer's block on this.
Well, you don't need to start. You need to get your YouTube videos of every article. You gotta basically be the fucking LARPing journalist. I mean, if you do LARP,
I could get a years of content though. I think at CPAC.
How are you set up? How are you gonna film? How are you gonna record? How are you going to actually capture the audio and the videos? Because it's videos, not just pictures.
I'm debating, do I bring a camcorder? Like a small handy cam?
What?
Cell phone? What?
A fucking camcorder, dude. Cell phone. What are you talking about?
Then I'll do cell phone and a stabilizer. Cell phone stabilizer, and then also written stuff.
Part of it is also having the account set up and ready to go. I mean, I know you got everything going. Yeah.
What I'm saying is, I want to film stuff that I don't even publish until 5 months from now. Is I want to have just kind of be like you with Steel. Is I want to have a bank of shit ready, and so eventually it could just kind of go on autopilot. I was hoping I could maybe get. That's what a lot of the influencers do, by the way, is they do that what you want to do now.
Delayed release.
You have one clubhouse session, 2 hours, and you have a year's worth of 5-minute clips.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, so that's kind of my goal for CPAC. I don't want to post all the shit at CPAC. I already kind of decided that. I want to really make some connections and really get some. And I might even sell some of my stories. There's some stories I haven't published yet that I think maybe so I'll be in the media area. I'll talk to the other media people.
Yeah, I mean, take photos too. I mean, try to also get credibility photos, I guess, when you're there.
Of course, I need to troll. The Illinois Review's gonna be there. I have to be just fucking with them. That'd be so fun.
Yeah, I mean, when I shoot these Samantha Steele videos, I mean, I'm just gonna put.
I would delay though. I would kind of shoot them and maybe even pay or for free, someone to edit them, perfectly, so that when you decide to run, it's just it's because you already have so much content about her. I saw the tax review thing. You basically can just retake advantage of that. Almost like how Lorde got famous off her song 3 years later, or the Pink Pony Club.
I also want to.
Shit in 21.
I want to get that guy Frank Calabrese. That what's his name? Walter knows that guy Frank Calabrese.
Yeah.
And so Frank Calabrese had a $200,000 settlement with the assessor's office, and he got paid out, and he sued them. And she tried to force him to commit a crime. Did you even? I don't even know if you know that story.
I didn't. No.
Yeah.
You should, like, I think now's the time to kind of do the deep dives and get people on video for release later. And I think, and the hood head fake, I think, would be a lot of fun because he's such a bitch, and he'll pay attention, and that'll just kind of put you on the map.
He does look like
for your algorithm.
Yeah, I am. I'm just gonna call it Vote John now and announce that I'm running for both
And then
of
we'll
them.
get you. I think we should actually sign you up. Get you an actual congressional bank account. One, you can do that to do raffles or raise money. So it's just like, why not have an extra bank account that the IRS can't touch, ethically, and like not spending anything, like you're running for office. And then two, if you officially file, he can't ignore it. It becomes like even Rocio.
Mm-hmm.
The second she filed, she got like 5 to 10 text messages because like basically on the FEC websites it says who filed that day. Also, like when I look it up, if I look up right now who's running in whatever district, it will say who filed. So like that would be so fucking funny.
So I also want to I want to do roasts. I've realized like roast content is extremely funny because it's technically gossip. It is Lashon Hara. But I want to I'm also going to pay people like Marshall Rankin to be my campaign advisor, but just stiff them, and like, I'm not going to do a contract with them, but I'm just going to give them dude, let's not do it. I just need, cause he's the kind of guy where you could cash app in and be like, yeah, man, I'll talk to you on Clown House for a couple minutes every week. And yeah, I'll give you some good advice. I want to roast people in the process hardcore and
so
and use it and just roast cause I would never want to stop roasting Clubhouse. It's just too much fun.
Remember Cancel the Rabbi? Remember how on Clubhouse, what's his name? Rabbi Lippin? Cancel the Rabbi?
Yeah.
You could have a room about either cancel the congressman or congressman strikes or congressman roasts you or something. Like the second you file, you can then just call yourself, Like that's the crazy thing too. Is people don't know the difference. People thought I was a Congress person in my area just because I was running for Congress. So then you should just kind of lean into Congressman Kitover, and then just out of nowhere, you dramatically make an announcement that you've decided that you're going to be Commissioner Kitover. It's not hard to have that shit ready.
Dude,
and that's
so
the thing
smart.
that should be more professional because, and by the way, if you do the anti-LaHood shit, I really think, so you can look up this girl. Her name is Susan Atanis. She actually had previously held the record for most votes in the 9th district as a Republican. She was a fat, bald, shady accountant that was just fucking fat, bald, and retarded, and said that the gay people were causing hurricanes, and that all the tax money should just go to the S&P 500. Some real retard shit. But she was put up to run by Democrats, and she ran in a primary, and the Democrats, they wanted her to win. Because then Jane Jakowski had an easy cakewalk to victory. Didn't even have to campaign at all. And also look good. It makes Republicans look bad. And so they I think Democrats will want to prop you up because of all your social media content.
What do you think?
You're shitting on Republicans.
What do you think about also going trans and running Democrat?
More signature than the Democrat side. That's my only problem with the Democrat side. That would be so funny, though. The problem with the Democrat side is you wouldn't be able to win because they are so organized. I have to hand them credit. They have a punch card. Every single public worker, every teacher, every single one, so many different adjacent unions just have a little index card of who they're supposed to vote for. And then they have a person at every single booth. And so the fake trans shit would only work for a week.
Shit.
And they would really come at you. But it'd be really funny.
It would be.
And honestly, I think Josh Setter did it pretty well. So that's another thing too.
Dude, I'm gonna send you this link. It's a 1,600-page collegiate research project on memetics. It's pretty amazing. There's a lot in there. Check out that PDF. Download that. Send it to your dad and send that around. That's a lot of high-value information in there. This guy Chris, who's recording Clubhouse with me, and he's doing a great job. I told him I wanted him to help me do research or essentially create memes for the campaign because Musk is right. There's a lot in memetics, and it's because it's just very simple communication, but basically it's a roast again. It's always technically like a roast. We just have to roast. I mean, Sean Morrison and Tony Preckwinkle. I mean, before we even roast the Republicans, we have to like viciously also roast these criminal career politicians. So
You know, I mean, like, it's one of the articles I'm working on is a Brad Schneider article. 100%, 100% agree. It's both. You know, we can walk and chew gun. 100%. Like even with LaHood, is you should be attacking him as a liberal. Like you should be kind of using him to attack liberals.
yeah.
About all the vaccine stuff and like that's really crazy that they're like so. I was kind of trolling. Among Chicago comedians, and this girl accused this comedian I liked of like this comedian that I such a bitch on COVID and everything, of like one grabbing her ass. And then two, the other comedian was coughing in her face and harassing her. And so I was going off on how, like, you know, you should go to jail for coughing because all the comedians are out of shape and unhealthy. And how, like, just because COVID's over, we should care about cleanliness. Like, we can't let them forget. Like, the Chicago comedy community were such dicks during COVID. It was absurd.
So I bought a ticket for that comedy show yesterday, but I forgot about it.
No worries.
Did you? I sent you an email on it. It was at Greystone Tavern. I can't remember, or Lincoln Lodge. I don't remember where the fuck it was at, but
Oh yeah, Lincoln Lodge, man. They get government money to do bullshit comedy, to do libtard comedy with vaccine mandates.
yeah. I wonder.
I was actually supposed to be in a roast battle at Lincoln Lodge, and it was during COVID, and I should have just went, but I'm like, do you guys, you know, I'm not vaxxed because that could be a problem, and they said, yeah, sorry.
So there's this, you know, on Nextdoor, you can't post political things unless it's supposedly local. And so there's this trans guy in Skokie running for some political office, and he keeps showing up on my newsfeed and it's just so cringe. He's got earrings, long fingernails, and he's constantly like flagellating his hands and just talking about it's like, dude, that guy he's already been elected into politics. He was already like the secretary of Skokie or something for like years, and it's like, holy fuck. Like,
it's a whole scam. It's next. So the election The election for all the local stuff starts February 20th, and because it's like over spring break, the turnout's going to probably be 10 to 15%. And so like Skokie might have 40,000 people, but it's going to take 300 people to be mayor. And so even if like being a tranny comedy is radical, they just need to like find 10% of the people. And so it's the Democrats are beating the shit out of these Republicans. The Republicans are complete control opposition pussies.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm calling them out left. This other guy's trying to start a PAC and do Page, and he's just telling me about how they're like they're stonewalling me. They're not giving me data. They're the guy that's in charge of his thing is getting $120,000 a year as the assessor. And I'm like, okay, cool. You want to speak out on it? He's like, no, I can't. After the election. And I'm like, if you have that mentality, you know, you deserve it. It's even worse. But anyways, yeah. Let me know when you want to film. And you don't necessarily need me to film because I think the hood stuff is more of a troll. It's almost like a dry run.
Well, I mean, just this conversation, this conversation would be sufficient. I mean, you know, I don't mean to say we can have the same conversation over and over again, but we do need to essentially have conversations about the political communication landscape and then clip that up and deploy and attack these people and use the keywords, because part of this is basically using their names and then commenting on their content and like redistributing the conversations about them because they have a lot of disaffected, disgruntled people.
True.
Yeah.
That's true. And like, you know, when we drive to CPAC tomorrow would be a great time. But let me know when you want to do like a conversation like that, because I think all we would need is either like a starting point or an outline. Because it could just be a starting point.
I mean, the thing on next,
you start with one sentence and then we just go.
the thing about next door politics, which is really upsetting, is that this trans guy with his earrings and his long hair and fingernails, who's going to maybe get elected, he's able to go on next door and keep posting daily for his campaign. Meanwhile, when I ran local, I was censored and kicked off of next door because I'm taking a photo of a homeless gentleman in my immediate area who needs help. So next door's got a problem with politics. They let certain groups of people do what they want, and they have that radical leftist mob on Nextdoor that shouts down, deletes, and flags all your stuff for spam. So during this campaign, like, I'm very interested to find out how Nextdoor will respond with my campaign to become the next, commissioner in the assessor's office.
Absolutely, I have a problem with that too. Commissioner Kitover.
See, that's a clip. I mean, I'm gonna post that to Nextdoor right now, that rant I just made, and see how it goes.
Yeah.
The worst part is I'm using my legal name on Nextdoor, which I really don't want to do because that means like somebody could like just easily find out where I live and show up at my house and like destroy something, which is very annoying. So it's like,
I don't know. I think you're like just like think about like even I noticed about your house is you need a permit to park at your house. Your house is like pretty well set up where like you could fucking fuck someone up. So like even the high stairs, like your what's called your house is definitely very militarily strategic.
yeah, I mean, at some point, I mean, if things get so bad, I'd have to put like a machine gun turret on the roof,
I mean, but like that's what I'm saying. You have the balcony where it's like, how are they gonna, like, what are they gonna do? Like, what's their plan?
I do want to get like
Molotov cocktail.
I think I'm gonna print up like big banners, that just say "advertise here" and see if I can sell ad space on the side of the building. And then one I actually run for commissioner again is like print up new commissioner Kitover, flyers or huge.
Commissioner Kitover. How awesome is that? Commissioner Kitover.
See, what's nice about that position is many people have absolutely no concept, even though they fucking pay property taxes. And so they have no concern about commissioners. And so it's kind of like an apolitical position. But the thing is, I want to make it very political because property taxes is technically the most political issue you should be talking about. And so it's like a perfect time to just destroy Democrats and call them hardcore communists, that they are destroying your lives, stealing your money, and hacking it up amongst a bunch of lawyers. And so it's an easy political option is let's redo the assessor's office. Let's bring in Doge. I mean, that's the kind of connection I want to bring and message I want to bring to the property taxpayers is, hey, we need to audit and eliminate and get rid of. Like, property taxes are not in the Constitution. This is communism. This is socialism for the CTU and for all the other organizations that draw, especially the lawyers. Like, it needs to be removed from us, and we should have a moratorium on property taxes and eliminate spending and maybe go fully digital with education. I mean, these kids today, it's just housing and administrative salaries. So no real education is happening. I'm a big believer in work from home, or study from home, because all this unnecessary transportation and logistics, it's totally irrelevant in terms of learning.
I 100% agree. Could not agree with you more, John. Just think about how much money that, like, and also all these, like, environmentalists that harp on the environment. Think about just, like, that savings, but also just just on a financial sense, people would be, like, gaining an hour to two of productivity. Imagine that what would that do to someone's health instead of driving in traffic for an hour and a half each way every day that they go to the gym. Just like think of that trade-off. Or they, have more time to be with their kid.
The problem is the thing that people don't, like Jamie Dimon doesn't understand, is that people do rationally make the best decision for themselves. It technically is the best thing for the company. But I think what a lot of teetotalers is worried about is people are going to have a glass of wine with lunch when they're at home working. And they cannot, but do you see what I'm saying? Where it's like people think they're going to do bad things at home.
That's true. Technology is going to solve that. Like it's already getting freaky. They measure how much units of work you're doing. Like they have so many like productivity metrics. and like they're cracking down also too to make sure.
But
that
that's just making people into automatons. And instead, this is the thing. It's like if I ever said to a boss, like, "Hey,
Yeah.
if at lunch, I took an hour, instead of 30 minutes and went to the gym and still got like, you can't micromanage what I got to do because like it's over an extended period of time." But my point is the other thing in Chicago is the water reclamation district, and so Samantha Steele has endorsed this new female black DEI municipal water district, bureaucrat who knows nothing about
Carrie
engineering.
Steele?
Samantha Steele endorsed this.
No, I'm saying because there's a Carrie Steele's also. With
Yes, she's another Steele. A Steele endorsing a Steele.
Yeah, then stop the Steels.
Stop the Steele.
But she's also Carrie Steele is married to Maze Jackson, I believe. If you don't know who Maze Jackson is, he must still be a shill. I went to the DNC event his DNC event, but he basically he either gets paid directly or indirectly. He basically kind of low key supports Republican stuff, and had a radio show, and I think he got a lot of flack for basically like low key either working with Republicans or supporting Republicans, but he's kind of a fence sitter. Like you can follow him on social media. He goes like, "Well, I said something really interesting. Like, what do you guys think?" But he's like, wow, he is such a sellout clown. But that's her husband. And the water reclamation district has basically the highest median employee cost. I think it's like the average job is like 150K, something like that.
I know the analyst positions. It's a big bureaucracy, but the problem is it's nothing more than a hidden property tax. So technically,
I'm saying that on the role, if you get that role, you get to basically set people up for life. Every person that you give a job is like that's generational wealth and job stability. And they're getting 150K a year and a pension, all that kind of stuff.
It's a big thing, but it's the same thing as the tollway authority. We have these huge organizational bureaucracies, and within these huge organizational bureaucracies are career appointed individuals, but most of them are not engineering. Most of them are not technical. It's all just bureaucracy. So
it's all Tony Soprano. It's all, you don't see these jobs up for, you don't see like, hey, you want to work in the water reclamation district? Come apply. No, it's all just like patronage nonsense.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure I mentioned it. I bought IllinoisDoge.com. So I do want to bring Doge to Illinois.
Yeah, and so the big thing
That's
also
kind of what you're describing.
The big thing also about the water reclamation district, is that it's outrageous. I mean, this is like the tollway. It's infrastructure.
Wow, someone just gave me $65.
For what?
Damn.
For your campaign?
Damn.
For your campaign?
No, for the Illinois record.
Oh.
Wow.
Who gave it to you?
Is that who I think it is? Interesting.
What was I going to say about the...
Oh, I'm sorry. That just got me off track. See, now I understand how media gets bought. Can we talk about that? Is like, so I just got an email notification saying I get $165, which I do... I didn't even offer it that much. Like, I don't even know how that happened. Substack. But, like, I understand how imagine if Pfizer just got an email that said, hey, you got a check for, Travis Kelce, $20 million for one commercial.
Well, imagine
if you got a check. That's kind of why I kind of get why the media is so corrupted. It's like, that's, like, I'm just being very open about it because I'm not going to let that get to me. Because imagine if that was legit. Like, I'm getting married. And, I want to buy a house in the suburbs. Imagine if said, hey, here's $700,000. You can live in Glencoe. We'll take care of your property taxes. That's kind of, I think that's another kind of the problem with politics, is that's very human. And I'm going to always, pray for me. We always got to pray that God be with us and not, give in to that temptation. Because the devil cannot grant any blessings.
Well, Doge is supposedly getting into IRS records now because this is the thing that what brought down Al Capone and what the IRS could do to a lot of these criminal bureaucrats that are now worth $20 million or more. I mean, even fully auditing out the Democrats, like the IRS is at the disposal of the president. And if he believes that the commissioner and all of the individuals working amongst the different business units aren't going to essentially reverse engineer all the bullshit that they've been doing, or terminate them, or direct the will and essentially the auditing of a lot of these criminals. Because the Saudi Arabians, when they shook down all their princes, you know, and they put them in that big Riyadh hotel because they stole so many billions of dollars, what is the difference here? Like, that money is sitting in a lot of these criminals' bank accounts. So if Doge can essentially do a 1-to-1 or like a V lookup on tax returns and the list of career criminal politicians, like they, you know, that's the thing, is they will never do that. Like, they're not going to do that, because really, I don't even think the president wants to do things like that, you know, but he should. He should go scorched earth, in my opinion. I mean,
you should. Well, think about that kind of transfer of wealth. There's like, what's it, 32 trillion missing, not money not accounted for, just on the defense side. But and then also Elon, you know, the whole 6 million people over 140, got the exact number. It's like, think about how much of that is just sitting in bank accounts, and if the government goes like, okay,
yeah,
we're not even like, didn't you talk about the hotel where they kind of like, where you literally had him, you have Bill Gates hanging upside down, and you're okay, we're not going to send you to prison, but you stole this shit. This is our money. Like, this is our money, Bill. Give us half our money back. Like, is that you're talking about, the hotel
basically,
where MBS just had all the.
That's the thing, that one. Okay. That's just not going to happen, because they have so much money that they could just have a courier go to Trump and be like, "Hey, Dr. Bill Gates doesn't want this to happen. Here's $100 million." I mean, to a certain extent, you can do that.
They might not even have that much money. That's the thing too. It's like, do these people actually have that much money, like liquid? Because they can't actually cash out. Like, a lot of it is tied to stocks, and they can't just they legally can't even sell all their stocks the same day. They have to give, I think, 48 hours notice.
You have so much money, and it's like, see, that's the thing. It's
I'm
like,
saying, but not that much.
No, but what I'm saying is, when you accumulate so much money, like, the aesthetic and the material wealth in terms of like your usage is limited to your time. So then it becomes essentially power and control of communication distribution. So like, Elon Musk has one of the biggest podcasts, you know, I mean, not really though. Like, Adrian Dittman there's like 700 people in there. The only time the room gets big is when Laura Loomer or Nick Fuentes come in. So his communication is I don't know. See, then he just shares everything on Elon, but his Doge stuff, up until one day ago, he only has 99 posts on Doge. So it's kind of this is not like the libertarian revolution that you might want, or it's whatever's happening is a good thing, but really the thing is, there's no real financial projections or any kind of real discussion with like offices of management budget, or the General Accounting Office and the Federal Reserve, and just what are the real financial projections. Because I was looking at the Federal Reserve report to Congress, the 2025 version, and Chairman Powell says that it's going to take 20 years of extremely hard work and perfect growth with no hiccups to even get over the hump of the debt bubble, and that is even hypothetical. So he's admitting that we do not have the will, and Congress is corrupt, but they are also corrupt because they do whatever Congress says. So, anyways, it's just a big giant Ponzi scheme, and all new profit is basically new dollar creation. So there's really no new profit. I mean, we are literally spinning the wheels and lying about it with words every single day. If 80 cents on every dollar is borrowed just to pay pensions now, like, there will, and the fact is, there is no Social Security. It's just basically 1-to-1 accounting now, you know? So it's like, there's no savings. There is no savings in this country. Literally, the exterior world owns this country, and the result will probably be Weimar, right? I mean, where everything will get everything. Like, I don't know. You'll just see. It's not.
That's been the case every time. Mongolia, Weimar, Zimbabwe recently is like, every time you do the money printing, never works out.
But it might not be the worst thing in the world for America. It's technically worst for the world.
Well, also, a lot of times they're new because we have such a strong military and so many natural resources, that it could be like an actual Great Reset, not the eat the bugs and be happy Great Reset, but just kind of a lot of it is just like, okay, cancel, reshuffle the deck.
Well, see, what I'm kind of saying is that every single country on the planet is technically engaged in an operation of organization. And the societies that have the highest standards of living work in the highest degree of organization and harmony. And basically, that's their standard of living. But if they just send us their shit, their shitty people, and we don't get their high quality people, um, it becomes essentially shit. So it's like other countries may be highly organized and optimizing, but up until Trump, we were taking in a lot of shit. But I don't know. I guess my point is, it's like, how do we get better at optimizing and organizing? The thing is, the fraud
You
with
need to downsize. That's the whole thing. Is you need to kind of. It's gotten so out of it. There's like 400 how many federal agencies? And like think about this healthcare, or even you were IRS. Like there are just complete industries that are complete bullshit. The entire industry, like top down, just entire segments.
Listen, if
Like
you work,
insurance,
if you work in a
they just
business,
kept the guy. Like,
if you work in a business that is supposedly apolitical and engaged in profit making, like a bank, supposedly, like a regional community bank coming to a town that wants to make a profit, they target demographic metrics on revenue opportunities, et cetera, and return on investment and cost benefits analysis. The IRS doesn't do that. No, none of these and the IRS is the one that only generates revenue. So internally,
they have an opposite, what's called opposite incentive. Is if the IRS doesn't, if you don't spend your budget, they don't give you that budget the next year. So the IRS just becomes more efficient, cuts their budget by 10%. They're gonna have 10% less money next year. So that's one of the most common things that's just been occurring forever. Is all these agencies are encouraged at the end of the year to just spend money on nonsense. And there's no why is there ever an incentive for them to save ever? And that's why you kind of see even this they send the refugees to a 5-star hotel. It's almost like Brewster's Millions.
Well,
I've been hearing about that top up because if you think a government contract should be the exact opposite. That's the safest customer ever. That's the government. It's like the government should be able to get deals with every vendor because it's like, wow, I'm working with the government. I know they're going to pay me. I know they're not sketchy. But instead, the government is giving these deals where my dad knew someone that kind of, I don't want to be too specific, but worked at one of the kids. He was a vendor for one of the Kids in Cages facilities in the Biden years. Mm-hmm. So a lot more money was being spent. They were $100 blankets, $200 jacket, the nicest everything. And it's just because it's completely flipped. Sodom and Gomorrah. It should be the opposite. The government should be able to get the Walmart, Costco price, not the Winnetka, Naperville price, airport price for food. It's ridiculous.
Well, I'm looking at the 2025 operating plan and budget of the IRS, and it's just if you look at these numbers, the point is, if they're the only ones that are collecting, and Elon says, don't just modify the bureaucracy, cut the weed completely. So I don't know, I don't know what Trump and Doge, why they can't actually pull the plug. He is the president. Technically that's his branch. And I mean, if they can slow it up in other, in the judiciary, I suppose it's I don't know. You have to admit that the system's completely bankrupt and beyond repair. So it should be shut down. That's what you do in bankruptcy. You liquidate. And I don't know. It's an empire though. So it's it is this never ending conversation. But the thing about the other thing I wanted to mention about the stupid water reclamation district is that, water pressure is an issue in people's homes. But more than that is that they don't want to contaminate the river anymore with runoff. So it's causing tremendous amount of damage to the sewer line and to people's homes. And so we have to essentially do the Doge audit to get rid of a lot of these climate change activists that are destroying and taxing us to death.
IllinoisDoge.com, hashtag IllinoisDoge.com.
IllinoisDoge.com, yeah. Okay.
I think someone gave me this idea, is that I think the website literally can just be one form, could be a petition that people can sign calling for it, and the other form could be like a, whistleblower type form, or just whatever, where do you see waste?
You're right. Actually getting whistleblowers or content from people that have worked at water reclamation, that have worked at Cook County Assessor's Office, that have worked within other agencies.
Friends, dated people that have worked there.
Yeah. I mean, I dated or went out on a date with Pritzker's personal lawyer, beautiful, beautiful person. And she said Pritzker is the greatest boss she's ever had. I'm like, yeah, I'd say that too if I was flying around on his private jet making fucking $400,000 a year. And she's probably going to come out a multi-millionaire from the taxpayers, nonetheless. It's not like Pritzker's paying her.
He's matching it.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
He created a whole business to pay his staffers double.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
That's wild. What?
That is very strange. Like how you can even get away with that.
That probably means he's probably doing some illegal stuff. I mean, that's kind of why I really question it. It's it's kind of like. Everyone's like, "Wow, what a nice guy! What a rich." And I'm like, "Oh wow, that's sketchy."
So
someone's trying to get someone to sign an NDA real bad.
You do believe that Pritzker is going to try to run for president, right?
I've heard credible rumors that he can't physically. The doctors say no.
He's too physically incapable of actually running.
He's too fat to be tried. I'm serious. He can't be flying around the country. That's a real credible thing.
Oh, he doesn't have the energy then.
Well, also the heart, that he really would get a heart attack if he was flying. Think about how much Trump had to fly. He'd go to 3 different spots a day.
Do you remember when
Pritzker would die? What?
Do you remember when Trump took the Zav and then he went into chambers for a day or two? He cocooned up in some boardroom or something. Do you remember when he took the Zav? It was it was on Fox News. It was Donald Trump has taken the Zav. He is taking hospice. That's probably the word they would use at Walter Reed. I mean, it's like.
Oh, I remember that.
It was an event when he got the Zav, which is. I would like to rewatch those videos of how they presented that. Have you ever seen the video of Bill Clinton, Obama, and is it Joe Biden encouraging everybody to take the Zav? Oh no, George Bush. Joe Biden was not in it. But have you ever?
Yeah, I did. I have.
Yeah, that is a really obnoxious video to always, in my opinion, remember who told you to do what. Those 3 fucking people: Bill, Obama, and George.
They told us a lot of things over the years.
Yeah. Anyway, say a prayer for my mom because she told me she might have nose cancer and might have to have plastic surgery to have parts of her nose removed.
I'll say a prayer for your mom. I'll say refuah. Really sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I was kind of blown out of the water yesterday. I feel so bad. It's oof. I hope she's okay.
Me too. I'm really sorry to hear that. I'm really sorry to say that. We'll pray for her. And I'm glad she knows it.
We'll keep up with all the X stuff because even keeping track of what Doge is doing, and I mean even what Morrison says or what any Republican in the Chicagoland area is saying. I mean, I really want to start. I will go on. I will do this with LaHood and Steele. I'm going to essentially do a lot of screen recording and then commentary as I analyze their profile, but also utilize your content as well. I mean, even the Zav stuff. Put up a LaHood Zav article, and let me source that as a part of the campaign material from an investigative journalism.
Well, I gotta get going. I'm gonna hit the gym.
Okay, God bless. Take care. Have a good night.
All right, peace. You too. God bless. Bye.
Hit the gym. Hit the hood.
Hey, what is
Do you
that?
ovulate before or after your period?
In the middle, I thought. In the middle of the month.
After your periods.
Yeah, you guys summon admin.
Like a couple days after your periods. When it's done.
Do you find yourself more attracted to guys when that happens?
No, for me it's usually on my period. Men are more attracted to me for not reason.
So interesting.
I guess it's the blood they are craving. No, I'm joking.
Ew.
I'm joking.
So gross.
I mean, are chicks into period sex?
Huh?
That's so
I think they want to not be rejected because of it.
Yeah.
Are you into period sex?
Period.
Campaign to elect John.
It's gross. Period.
My period's been so bad, it's been like exclamation points. Am I right, ladies?
No.
Campaign to elect John.
About it. Just saying.
Some things are better left to be mysterious, you know? I don't have to know everything.
Well, Norm, coming back to your meeting with Nora, wouldn't that be like a special clubhouse meeting? Have you ever met somebody in the
I have visited former students in prison.
Oh, wow.
But
Commissioner
yep,
conference
yep, my kids went to prison. But I've never met anybody. I've met people from Clubhouse on 4 continents, but I've never, but nobody in prison.
It's your time to have a special meeting.
Stop Samantha Steele.
Does Nora need your support in prison?
She needs something to get her going. She can
Is
be.
anybody with her outside of the app or no?
Hmm?
Are any of you guys friendly with her outside of this app?
No, only
Only Diego. I heard Diego's the cause of her mental breakdown.
Yep.
Oh no! What did you mean? He dumped her?
Yes.
Well, when she showed up at his house and his wife met her, she wasn't very happy about it.
His office.
Did that really happen?
Yes.
No, I just made it up.
Yeah. Wait, so it happened or it didn't?
Well, according to some people, yes.
About
you can't play with people's feelings, you know.
Campaign to
You know what?
elect
I agree,
Commissioner
especially
John.
not when they are crazy and 40.
Conference.
You know what,
Stop
Abby?
the steal. Vote no.
He
Vote.
wouldn't be so quiet as
John,
he
no.
is about it if he didn't know that he played some part in this.
I know.
If he really didn't cause this and whatever, he'd be telling us. He'd be like, he'd want us to not think that
Exactly.
what we're thinking, and he's not stopping us from thinking what we're thinking. He's like, just doesn't say anything.
He hasn't been on here very much.
So it's all
He
true.
has.
Like, everything.
Have you guys seen him lately? I talked to him the
Yes,
other day.
today even. I confronted. He has me blocked, so I cannot confront him. But today he was in the room, and I can finally confront him. But he's dodging the question.
He's just quiet about it, which means he's like guilty. He's so guilty.
Okay, he knows my opinion.
Wait, for flirtation, he's held accountable for flirtation?
He didn't
No,
flirt. He was like saying, "I'm gonna put a baby in you."
Yeah, you brought her there.
Yeah.
A baby to somebody 43? That's not funny.
I know, but I told her normal.
43.
They were saying we're jealous. Another girl, I know how old she is. She told us before. I know her for the longest time. Like, not that I was friends with her, but because we were always fighting. But yeah, I knew she was in her 40s.
Well, this is a tragedy. This is a tragedy.
She is. And Diego make advantage of it for his own ego, to make her submissive, quote unquote, and to feed his ego. And when it comes to real accountability, like he should as a man, as her man, he didn't do it.
Maybe the feelings were real for her.
We're not.
No, they're political
Maybe they
hate
were.
speech. No, they're both racist, bigoted, low IQ hate mongers. That's what they connect on. And Diego utilized her to create hate speech. And in the end, she was a catfish and he threw her back to the water.
Hey, BU. Now we have a new name for you. So it's Edmund, John, Adrian, BU.
And there are so many more. There's
And so many more.
love, there's
Just be
Love,
you,
there's
but
love.
don't be like Diego or Nora. Otherwise, you will have suffering. You will have tragedy in life. In your life, be like you.
Alan Watts.
Are you are you streaming us now? Just so we
Yes.
can just announce it.
He's always.
So just to be fair about it, if you could just come in and announce that we're being streamed, is that fair to ask? Not to ask you not to do it, but just to ask you to just come
Wait,
out.
why do you need him to tell you? He's always.
Because I can't keep up with his.
There is.
you're
learning. Keep up with his.
Well, but he's never not streaming. So
If he's talking, he's streaming.
what really you should ask is.
He can't keep up with his 63,000 profiles.
Okay, well you should. You can tell. You can't tell someone's voice. Can't recognize people's voices.
He's not talking.
No, he wasn't audience. That's what he's saying.
Okay, but he did. Anyway, what you should really be asking is him to say when he's not recording, because that's really the unique.
I just want to know if you go back to all the clips that you have of her. I want to see the real Mr. B.
No,
He refuses to make reels.
no, I create shorts and reels, but I usually only do that now of like Elon Musk or people on here who are absolutely toxic pieces of shit.
Okay. I hope I don't fall
Did
into
you make a reel of me today?
No, I'm basically, targeting Jew haters. Those are my favorite pieces of shit to record.
Yeah, so maybe you can look back through your content and find a bunch of Nora reels.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like you have to go.
Well, I kind of created my own comedy show, and Abby today played the wedding of Diego and Nora. And you might, if you're interested in Nora content, we've got some clips to sell. You're gonna love the wedding special. It's the funniest shit you've ever heard.
That's literally my favorite replay ever.
I heard Emin has a fat ass.
Really?
Wait a second. What do you mean the marriage of Diego and Nora?
Yeah,
It's a bit. It's like a 20-minute comedy routine. It's just funny.
You should make a 1 to 2 minute clip of video of clips of her. It would take you hours to scan through everything, but you should try.
Yeah, the thing is he has so much content, you have to find these bits. But
well, then maybe, John, you just shouldn't record everything. Only record things that are enjoyable and.
Well, you never know. That's the thing. You never know when something valuable comes up. So
I think you can know, and right now I feel like this is not.
I think there's software that can index this stuff for you.
Totally, voice recognition, 100%. You could buy a software that could recognize.
By all means, do it.
Listen, God bless her. I hope she lives a fruitful life. I hope her and a lot of other people on this app realize that they are their own worst enemies, and everything they do and everything they say on here, if it's J-word directed all the time, it's a you problem. They've got fucking problems. It's beyond belief that people just will keep doing it and never stop, and then mix in casual conversation as if. Somebody like T-Robs is the perfect definition of somebody who's obsessed and insane. I mean, he sounds like Dr. Evil at times. He is is that really how is that how you want to be heard? Is that what you want to say? Is that what you think makes you interesting or attractive or intelligent? It's beyond belief that people really are these insane historical revisionists, and they're not even creating propaganda. It's like going into, they're in a forest, they're in a vacuum, and I just don't understand why people do it.
Yeah, but John, the vacuum is Clubhouse. Clubhouse is, the platform here is allowing for these types of sentiments to be spread and expressed.
Hey,
yeah, it's not just here, it's X too. X has way bigger hate rooms and people you've never heard of. This is a very small community compared to X. I mean, you're talking about huge rooms with tens of thousands or many thousands. You kind of know who the piece of shits are on this app. There's, maybe 5 of them, maybe 10 of them, but there are, you can definitely create an index of pieces of shit on this app.
Yeah, I agree.
Can we agree that you're one of them?
I'm in the index. I'm in that index, but so are you. I don't understand. What's your point? You don't know how an index works, you fucking monkey?
Man, shut up, pussy. Who was they calling the
Rabina
Your mother must be the fucking dirty ass man. Shut up.
Rabina Shalima.
You know what? John has really grown on me the past few weeks.
Me too, by the way.
I told you.
You me too, by the way. Way to go, B.
What,
You're spreading your honey all around.
I told you. And you're learning. You're like, if he's in the room, he's always recording. In the beginning, you were like, are you recording? Well, let's be honest. KB always been a nice girl. I was just saying today, she's close to Kate's for me. And Kate is my ultimate favorite. Elle, you are also close. Sorry. I'm just mentioning the old Clubhouse people.
Okay.
Sorry. Everyone knows, but like I'm talking about the old one.
Or an outline. Because it could just be a starting point.
I mean, the thing on that.
You start with one sentence, and then we just.
Trying to make this room less toxic, guys.
Yeah. So.
Wait a minute. The normal room and average room on Clubhouse is pure toxicity. So I mean, unless somebody has a poem to read, I don't know what you guys are gonna do.
Hey, Aquarius.
I can read a poem again.
What was being said? What are you eating?
Oh my gosh.
Me?
Yeah.
Rice cakes.
Oh.
I don't have a fridge, so.
Are you gonna put peanut butter on it? What's the story with this poor kitty? What's her story?
With what?
She's Nigerian.
She's Nigerian?
Yeah.
Who's Kitty?
She has an interesting accent. Poor kitty.
Who?
Why do Nigerians hate Jews? I'm always interested in people who have some.
Who's Paul Kitty? Who are you talking about?
PAW.
Where?
Oh, Kitty. She's a Nigerian troll.
But where?
I don't see her.
On this app.
I can link her profile in the chat.
Can you link so I can see if I follow her? I love my
You're gonna get
Nigerians.
clipped for your official social have it.
It's a big it's a big thing, but it's the same thing as the toll authority. We have these huge organizational bureaucracies, and within these huge organizational bureaucracies are career-appointed individuals, but most of them are not engineering. Most of them are not technical. It's all just bureaucracy.
No, definitely not.
I think the best thing in that picture is the 3 Jolly Ranchers on the bottom right. I see blue raspberry flavor, red. I could really go for a Jolly Rancher right now.
Oh, come on, guys. Stop clipping people. We already are small groups. Like, I see you guys every day. I want new people.
Yeah, guys.
Dumbasses.
I don't know Claw. I don't know Conspiracy KB.
They're all
That's my old Clubhouse friend.
They're all
okay,
season
okay,
one.
I met him. Wait, who? Which one? Claw?
KB.
Yeah.
The one next to me.
Both of them.
No, I don't know Ty that long. It's because Randy blocked it for a long time.
I've known Ty since.
Oh my god, Paul Kitty. Come on, everyone. I
mean, the thing on that,
Yeah, I just linked it.
But I only follow
the thing
that
about
bitch,
next
so
door
I know.
politics, which is
She's
really
the creme de la
upsetting, is that
Paul Kitty.
Paul Kitty.
I'm gonna follow you, Al, because I like your vibes.
Oh, thank you.
Well,
We
you don't
already do follow
remember
each
her?
other.
You were the one that's saying that her pillow stinks because of her wet hair.
Australia, what is wrong?
Yeah, you know what I did today?
What did I say? I don't know what I said.
I blow dried my hair for the first time ever.
Oh, and I
No,
said your pillow
she
stinks because you go to bed with
She
wet
goes
hair?
to bed after washing her hair and then say, your pillow must be stinking.
Oh, girl, you need to diffuse your hair before you go to bed, for sure. You don't want...
Diffuse?
No,
She doesn't diffuse.
what do you do?
Nothing.
Oh, interesting.
What's gonna happen to her?
And some of us live a life like that.
No, I'm just blessed. Straight hair.
What's gonna happen to her pillow?
If you go to sleep with, like, wet hair, it'll, like, get the pillow all moist, and then there's, like, not really air circulation because your head is, like, up against the pillow.
Yeah,
If you keep, like, repeatedly doing that, you're gonna get, like, mold and shit.
That's why
Somebody told me that's why their pillow smells.
No, it's not that's why. It is a reason, too.
Yeah, but my pillow doesn't smell and my hair's never
You can
that
also
wet.
get, like, a headache.
No.
Or you can get headaches if you go to bed with wet hair.
I think you're just jealous that I can go to sleep with wet hair and wake up with it.
And who can't? Wait. Hold on a second. You said that I'm jealous because of what? What am I jealous of?
You didn't hear the rest?
No, I didn't hear you. Can you repeat it? What did you say?
You're jealous that I can go to sleep with wet hair and wake up with it perfect.
Wake up with it perfect?
Yeah.
Are you delusional? Because I know for a fact you wake up with mold spores on your scalp. For a fact.
This is the worst my pillow ad ever.
I know that cordyceps grows out of your scalp.
It doesn't.
Yes, girl. The second coming of COVID is not coming from China. It's coming from that scalp, honey.
Sorry, you're getting paid.
If there's any reason why COVID comes back, you can blame her. It's her scalp. Thank you.
I'm following you. I like your vibe. 2 minutes.
I'm gonna follow you 2 Chinese letters. Hold
I
on.
fucked that up. Sorry.
Ching chong bing bong.
Okay, not too much.
Follow you
This is
Chinese
fun.
letters.
This is fun fighting. Something else than Israel and Palestine, guys. Come on. You're not used to it.
Plus, you should get rid of that fucking flag from your.
What flag? Yeah, I agree with her.
But why? Wait, hold on a second. Who is talking to me like that? I don't talk to anybody crazy on this app.
You literally are speaking crazily.
No, you said that I was jealous of your stringy
You are
hair.
jealous, and now you're like, yeah, you are jealous.
No, ain't nobody jealous, girl.
Okay.
Juicy can have whatever hair he wants to have.
What's up with the Palestine flag, though?
All that kind of stuff.
It's Jordan. No, I'm joking.
No, it's not.
I'm joking.
Now you're quiet. You have a lot to say about my hair, but nothing about Palestine.
Like a starting point.
Girl, if she's gonna attack you, I can't help you.
What's wrong with your hair?
Oh my god.
It's falling out.
What are you gonna do about it? You gonna do something?
Wait, Elle's hair is falling out?
Mine is.
No, what?
Oh my god.
Wait, what's your PTR claw?
It's a spaceman.
Oh,
If you
yeah,
stare at
I
it
thought
long
it was a
enough, it'll
nipple.
actually start to move.
Black,
Pretty crazy.
That was a nipple.
Yeah, I thought it was a nipple. I don't know.
It is moving.
No, it's
It's
because
not
of
a-
the GS, dumbass.
Remember when MTV changed the Moon Man to now it's a Moon Person?
I'm retarded.
Ryan, you're so funny.
You're a dumbass.
Hold on, do y'all like my new name?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Claude, did you know that when you win the VMAs, you don't get a Moon Man anymore, you get a Moon Person?
What's your new name?
Oh, my name is Puss.
Puss. Period.
You know. That's like the
I had
cat
to use
from
this one.
the cat from Shrek is named Puss.
Puss in Boots.
Never.
Why did you choose the name Puss?
Because I feel like it exudes power. And I feel like it really commands a room. Like when I step into a room and people want to address me, they're going to say, hey, Puss. I'm like, period.
I think it's your loud mic that gets power.
Oh. Did you unadd me?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Because it unadded you for some reason. I don't know why.
No, I still
She
did.
unadded you, dude.
I didn't.
Claude did it.
Yeah,
I never
yeah,
let
blame
edit
me.
you because we've already been.
Hey, sister, how are you?
I wish I could sense Juicy, the room of blue.
Sister, I'm gonna add